And it is good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is July 3rd, 2026. Can you even believe it? It's July. First of all, I don't apologize for the pool hair or for the pool cover up because if my life isn't down here in the studio in the summertime, it's out in the pool. So anyway, that's what's going on here. It's a gorgeous day, of course. It's already 85 or 86 degrees. We have all our shades pulled down, the AC on, lucky to have that. And we didn't lose electricity yesterday or the day before, which was nice. We had some flickering of that. But anyway, we are here, and I've got two fun things to show you this morning. And if you are here, although I bet a lot of people are going on vacation or taking off for the weekend or whatever, so safe travels to all of you. And I hope you do everyone have a lovely 4th of July weekend, which has already started for many people. So it is 10 o'clock. It is 10 o'clock. So let us get started. So let me just first of all bring over the cards that I showed you on my newsletter this week. And again, because this is July, we are now into our Christmas in July, and then August and September and October. And by come November, you're going to have a nice little stash of Christmas cards already done. So this is the Christmas card, the first one that we're going to make. And I took a lot of inspiration, like 99% of my inspiration came from Cindy Brumbo. And I love this card. It's so easy, and it's just very simple, and I just think it has a nice statement. So I love that. And then my dear friend Kathy found this, which is an oldie but a goodie. This is triple stamping up stamping, which is wicked fun to do. It's very relaxing. So I thought this week we would do this as our generic card. So I think we're going to start with this one. So let me get the Christmas card out of the way, and let me bring in the supplies that I need for this card. This is using the Forever Blossoms stamp set. It's an oldie but a goodie. I'm going to bring it in right here. Let me bring it in right here. Whoops. I got my old label on it. But anyway, here it is, Forever Blossoms. It's got a beautiful this could be like cherry blossoms. It could be I don't know, forget-me-nots. It's got the little buds, so it could be like mini roses or whatever. Anyway, I just love it. I think it's beautiful. So there's that. That's what we used. And I used the Barely Blush in color, which is one of the new in colors this year, which is so, so pretty. It's just a beautiful, beautiful color. So let me get this out of the way, and let's start. I'm going to show you how easy and fun this is. All right. First of all, I'm going to take my base and my envelope and move those over. If anybody is here with me this morning, please do pop on and say hello. All right, let's see. I hope I'm not having transmission issues, because you know how that is. All right, so you need 3 pieces of white cardstock. As you can see here, 1 layer, 2 layer, and 3 layers. And so I'm going to give you the dimensions of these. The larger layer is 5 1/4 by 4, which is a common layer that we use when making cards. 5 1/4 by 4. Then what you're going to do next is you're going to take a piece of basic white, and this basic white is 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. And this gets laid onto a piece of Barely Blush, which is going to be just 1/4 inch bigger, which is going to be 3 3/4 by 4 1/2. And then the next piece of white, which is the smallest piece, is going to be 3 by 2 1/2. And this gets put on a piece of Barely Blush. Good morning, Jan. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you up in Canada? How are you doing, my friend? How are your legs? How's everything going? I hope it's going well for you. So I'm just showing everybody these dimensions here. The Barely Blush is 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. So what you do next is take the white pieces. And let me move this over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take just a tiny little smidge, when I say tiny, I mean a tiny little smidge of snail, and I'm going to put it on the back. And then I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to put this equidistant east, west, north, and south. And the reason that I want to use that adhesive is because I don't want these papers to move, and I want to make sure that it's even on both sides. So that's a 1/2 inch, that's a 1/2 inch. This is a little over 1/4, and this is 1/4. So this is good. This looks fine to me. Then I'm going to take this piece. Again, I'm going to put a little tiny piece of snail. Woo, that wasn't so tiny, Barbara. Wait a minute, let me get my adhesive remover. This is one time when you don't want to have a lot of adhesive on this because these have to be taken off. Now I'll show you when we get to that point. Okay, so this piece I'm doing, oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Oops, what happened here? This moved. Obviously I didn't have enough on here, so let's just take that off and put a little bit more on. All right, let's do this one more time. I'm so glad that you're doing well, Jan. Every day is an improvement, I'm hoping, for you. It's lousy when you're laid up. It's frustrating, but I'm glad you're doing better. All right, let me press that down. Let me just measure again. 1/2, 1/2, a little over 1/4. Perfect. Okay, now this one is going to come in, and this is going to get put on just like this. Okay, now you probably, I mean, you may want to just eyeball it and not put the adhesive on. That's okay. You could do that too. This is, okay, this is a 1/2, and this is, okay, so I have to move this over just a little bit because you do want it to be pretty even, and I'll show you why in a minute. That's 5/8, and that's 5/8, and this is a 1/2, and this is a 1/2. Okay, all right, now I'm just going to press that down. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to take this large stamp that comes in the stamp set. Isn't that pretty? It's beautiful. And I'm going to use Gray Granite ink. Gray Granite is an understated, underused, in my opinion, ink. I love it. I think it's very pretty. I could have stamped it in something else, but I don't want it to be so bold that like if I used Memento, it would be very, very dark, and I don't want that. I want this. I want this. So I'm going to ink this up, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to stamp it right like there. And I'm going to press that down nicely. Perfect. Lovely, 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 lovely. I think that's perfect. Okay, so now while I have my ink out, I am going to also take my envelope, and I'm just going to set this aside for a second. Here's my envelope, and I'm going to ink just like the top 2/3 of this. And in the lower right-hand corner, I'm just going to stamp this like that. How pretty is that? And then I'm going to do the same thing with the inside of the card, the layer, because this card, the card base is barely blush. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to let those dry. I'll set this aside, close up my ink. I guess it's you and me, Jan. Everybody else is off for the holiday, which is fine. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is color. Now remember, I love coloring. I absolutely love coloring. So what we're going to first do is get, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Peaceful Pine. And what I've done here is I've already put a little bit, can you see here? I've got a little bit of ink in the cap of my stamp pad. And I'm going to take my water, my spritzer, and I'm just going to spritz just a tiny little bit of water in there. And then I'm going to take a Winky brush. Now this Winky brush is pretty much done with the Winky. However, you can add alcohol to these and shake it up, and you'll still have a little bit of life left. The other thing you can do, which I'm doing now, is I'm going to use the Winky brush along with my ink refill and a tad of water, and I'm just going to mix up my color like this, like an artist's palette. And I don't want it real dark, so I'm very careful about that. And I'm going to start, actually, you know what? I'm going to move this up. There we go. And now I'm just going to start coloring my leaves very carefully. I'm going to go down the center. Now I know this is probably a little bit boring to you, but coloring to me is so relaxing. I just love it. And I'm going in one direction. I like to go in one direction because, again, there is water in this, and we're working with basic cardstock, and I don't want my paper to pill, so I'm going to go in one direction. Then I'm going to come you know, if I went back and forth like with a crayon, it would, thank you, Jan, thank you so much. Yep, happy 4th, where it's an interesting 4th, but yes, thank you. So as I was saying here, I just like to be very careful how I color. And I'm just going to drag the tip. I really like the tip to do a lot of the work for me. I'm not pressing hard. I don't want to press hard. There we go. Just a little bit there. And then a little bit up here. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to get a little bit more ink. And I'm going to color, whoops. I have to be really careful. I don't want a lot of ink here. I don't want to overpower my white. But I want to get it nice and pretty. And so we're going to bring this in like this. There we go. Perfect. And then here's this stem like that. I think I've got all the greenery done. Looks pretty good to me there. And then I'm going to close this up. And the next thing is the Bailey blush, and I do the same thing with the Bailey blush. This one needs a little bit more ink, so I'm going to take my refill, my Bailey blush refill, and I'm just going to add a drop. There we go, 1 drop. And then I'm going to take my other brush, and I do have brushes for each of my colors because it's just, you know, easier to do that, I think. Okay, so now I'm going to come in and get the buds done. And I'm just going to dab the buds a little bit like this, like that, and a little bit more. This color is so luscious. It's just so pretty. So pretty. I would love to have, wouldn't a pretty top be lovely made out of this, or a skirt or something? I don't know. I'm not a fashionista. I'm not a fashionista at all. My peeps know that. You know that. Oh, gosh, what can you do? All right, a little bit up here and a little bit here. Maybe I need a little darker color, but you know what else we're going to do? We're going to take the Bailey Blush Shimmery brush and use that on top of this as well. Wait till you see how pretty that looks. Jan, do you, I know you don't celebrate July 4th, but do you have anything planned for the weekend? You're going to get to see Beth. I know, Beth, you live far away, but I don't know. You're going to get to see her, or she's going to come see you, or what's going on in your neck of the woods in Oh Canada. Oh Canada. I wish I knew all the words. It's a lovely anthem you have, actually. I love it when I watch the Bruins play the Canadian teams, and the gentleman who sings the national anthem and your anthem, he's one of the bartenders at the Garden in Boston, and he does such a lovely job. He has such a powerful voice, and he sings it so beautifully. Okay, you know what? I got sidetracked here. I do need a little bit more of this, but anyway, yeah, he's become quite a phenomenon in Massachusetts. Well, actually, all over. He's just got a very nice personality, and he's quite a character as well. So anyway, there we go. That was good. I just did need to add a little bit more of that Bailey blush refill. Now this is the time. This takes a minute or two, not long. As you can see, I'm just taking my time. And for me, this is a bit of a challenge because when I color, usually I don't talk because I have to concentrate. But I like to talk to you, my friends, to see what's going on in your neck of the woods. So we just, you know, we're good. It's all good. All right, there we go. Look at how pretty that bud is. And I love the shading of it too. It's really pretty. Oh, I forgot a leaf. Look at that. Silly rabbit here. All right, so there's that. Just add a little bit more darkness here. A little bit in the center. Okay, I think that's good. But wait, I forgot this other leaf. How did that happen? Well, let me get my Peaceful Pine back in here. Those, yes, they are, Jan. Yep, they are Winky brushes. They still have a little bit of Winky in them, and it works really well. The other thing that I said, you can actually put a little bit of alcohol in here and shake it up, and you can get a little bit more Winky, or you can get a little bit, use it with your brush and your refills, and it really is beautiful. I mean, look at how pretty it is. You can see there is a bit of shimmer to it because there's still Winky left in this. There's too much water. I mean, not enough water, a lot of ink. Resting this weekend after our Canada Day celebration on July 1st. Is your celebration very similar to what we do on the 4th? I don't know a lot about your history or your celebrations, so I'm wondering, do you do a lot of the same things that we do? Okay, so that's done now. There we go. That looks lovely. Okay, now I'm actually going to set this aside for a minute and let it dry. I'm going to carefully pull this off, just very carefully. And if necessary, which I think it is necessary, I'm going to take my pick tool and I'm going to use the spatula end, and I'm just going to very gently go in and lift it up under that because I don't want to rip my paper. There we go. There's one. And don't worry about that because that's not going to show. Not to worry. And then let's get this one. There we go. Okay, I'm going to let those dry. Now the next thing is, while they're drying, I'm going to take my base. Isn't this beautiful? This color is gorgeous. Okay, there's that. My little bone folder. And I'm going to give this a nice crisp fold. There we go. Okay, and then let's see, this is going to say, the inside of my card is going to say, this is a get well card. So I'm using Speedy Recovery, which is, I love this. This is an oldie but a goodie. So I love it. So on the outside, I've already stamped this little message, sending well wishes your way. And then I backed it with a piece of the Bailey blush. But I'm going to take wishing you a speedy recovery. And I am going to use this. And I'm going to get a little block. There we go. Whoops, I almost knocked over my cuppa. I drink mushroom coffee, which people might laugh at. No, Canada does not do it like the 4th. In my opinion, Canadians are not as patriotic. Really? But you're very friendly. Canadians are very friendly. All right, here we go. I'm going to stamp this. Wishing you a speedy recovery. Lovely. Perfect. There we go. All right. Let me move that out of the way. Now I shall take my silicone pad. I'm going to put some adhesive on this. And then, here we go. Whoops, I got a little bit of that on the inside. We'll take care of that. All right, now I'm going to flip this in. Similar barbecues, games, fireworks, end of the day. That's nice. That's nice. So it's sort of the same. All right, there we go. Here's this. East and west and north and south. Perfect. Like that. Okay. And now I'm ready to assemble this. So now I'm going to take the larger piece, which is the 5 1/4 by 4. Love, oh, me too. It's so good. This is cuppa. And, you know, when I say I drink mushroom coffee, some people say, they frown and say, what? You're drinking mushroom? It must taste like mushrooms, which I love mushrooms. However, it doesn't taste like mushrooms at all. It's so delicious. Anyway, okay, here is this. Bonnie, is that you at Zuma 2? I think that's my friend Bonnie. I don't know. All right, so this is going on like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2 other pieces. And the first thing I'm going to do is take the larger one. And I'm going to put some adhesive on this. And I'm going to get it mounted onto my Bailey blush nice and evenly. Like this. And we're going to put it on here. I flipped it over because there is a right side and a wrong side to the paper. It's not such a big issue. But that's one of those little persnickety things that I pay attention to. Okay, so now I've got that on. Now I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of this. And then I'm going to bring it in and put it onto my base. Now the whole point is I'm going to line it up so that on this side, my flowers and my leaves are exactly where they need to be. And that looks pretty darn good to me. And when I press that down, look at that. It's nice and even on both sides and top and bottom. So there's that one. Then I'm going to take this layer, which is the top layer. I'm going to add some adhesive here. And I'm going to put this on. Yummy me, I do. It's so good. It's so good. There we go. And it's supposed to be good for you too. The adaptogens in that are supposed to be really good for you. Okay, now you know what? This is off a smidgeola. I don't know if you can see that, but this is wider here than it is down here. So I'm just going to take my little cutter, and I'm just going to take a tiny little shaving off, because otherwise that would bother me just a bit. But now it doesn't bother me at all because it's perfect. All right, here we go. Some adhesive here. And now I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to bring it in just up here like this. So let's see if I've got that right. I do. And then I'm just going to press that down. Oh. How cute is this? Not done yet. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little message and I'm going to put it right here. I've already got 3 little dimensionals on it. So let's get this put in on my card. And I think I'm just going to put it here. I'm going to overlap it just a tiny little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to take some pearls, and I am going to put some pearls on. Let me flip my thing around. And I think I'm going to use these. I'm going to use these for the centers. And these pearls come on an adhesive strip, but you can just take the tip of your pick your tool, take your pick tool, and just run it down like that, and it will break apart from that strip very nicely, like that. And then you can pick this thing up. This is a great tool. Whoops, it's on my finger. It works. It works. All right, I've got 3 there, but then I'm going to put a couple over here too. I'm going to put 1, and maybe, let's see. Oh, there's another one. That little one snuck and attached itself to that layer. So let me just get this there. And then 1 more. And now I know I always say odd numbers, but I like the fact that this has 3 here and 3 here. I hope that's okay with you, but I'm not done yet. This last thing is, I'm going to take our new shimmer brush. This is the Bailey Blush shimmer brush, which I absolutely love. I've already primed it. I've already pressed right here the silicone indenture, not indentured, indent, and I've got nice ink in the chamber. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to add, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh. Oh, I love what this is doing. Look at how pretty that is. Isn't that luscious? So I used the refill of the Bailey Blush with the Winky brush and added color to the petals of these flowers. But now I'm adding the shimmery Bailey Blush to these flower petals. Look how pretty. And in real life, you can see it really, really does add just a nice bit of extra little texture like that. Oh, I love it. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. There we go. All right, so there, my friends, is the first card that we can do for next week. Isn't that pretty? It's just lovely. I love it. It's an oldie but a goodie, but it's just lovely and easy and fun. And look at that. I don't know if you can see that shimmer. Let me add some more light here. No, that's not helping anymore. Anyway, so there's that one. Okay, and then the inside, of course. Wishing you a speedy recovery, and the flowers on the envelope. How pretty is that? Okay, that's that one. Now let's get back to Christmas in July. Here we go. Christmas in July. Talk about easy card. Let me get everything here that I need for this. I need a base of Real Red, Let me put this over here, and I shall fold this and take my folder. And after this, I have to go out into the backyard and I have to clean the refrigerator in the cabana, because it's just, you know how it gets. It just gets, it gets messy. So I have to get that done. And then when I get hot and sweaty, I'll just jump in the pool. All right, so now we're going to add this layer, which is garden green. And again, I use the Forever Plaid embossing folder, which I absolutely love. Love it. It's so versatile. It's got such use. And I love what Cindy did, so I copied her. It's so pretty. And you could use, now Tombow would be a very good adhesive to use on this, because again, these embossing folders, if you have an embossing folder such as this, that has a lot of contour, concave, convex, dimension to it, you really want to make sure that you get it so that it's going to stay on your card and not fall off. So Tombow would be an excellent alternative if you choose not to use a tape runner. But anyway, I use the tape runner, it's fine. The next thing I did was I took a piece of white cardstock, and with my stitched circles, I cut the largest circle out. So now I'm going to do some stamping, but I do need to bring in my PS pad because these are photopolymer stamps. Now I'm going to show you something. On this card, I used the fir branches and then I used a holly branch. However, on this one, I don't think I'm going to put the holly there because it's not as vivid as these branches. So let's just see what happens. So I'm going to take garden green, matching the color combination of the card itself, and I'm going to stamp it. You know what? The first thing, wait a minute, time out. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my message, Warmest Winter Wishes, because that will give me a sense of proportion and where things need to be. So let me take this. And this stamp set is from Delicate Pines. This is an oldie but a goodie, Delicate Pines. So I'm using Celebrate the Season, Warmest Winter Wishes, along with this branch right here. Okay, so let's take this, ink this up, and then let's put this right here. Lovely, perfect, perfect. All right, now I'm going to take my garden green, and I'm going to take this. Absolutely, Jan, I'll be happy to do that. Yep. All right, so here is this one, and I'm going to stamp it right here. And then I'm going to take it again, and I'm going to stamp it again here. And I'm going to take it again, and I'm going to stamp it here. And I think I'm going to do it one more time, but this time I'm going to stamp off just because I can. Oh, I do like that. I do like that. All right, so there's that. And let me close this up because once again, you know how I am. All right, now I'm going to take the berries, and I'm just going to add some berries to each one. Oh, I do like that. I really do. How about you? Do you like that too? I think it's really pretty. All right, so then the inside of the card is going to have Season's Greetings. No, I'm sorry, Celebrate the Season. So let me just do this. Celebrate the Season. Perfect. And then I am going to take, I shouldn't have closed this up, but anyway, this is this. And Jan, I will do that as soon as we hang up here. I will make sure that I get that sent to you. And there goes that. Perfect. Lovely. And then I'm going to add some berries to this. Why not? How sweet is that? Then I've already got my envelope done. I did the same thing on the envelope as I did right here. How cute is that? I think that's really sweet. So now let me close this ink up. And then we're going to finish this off in 2 seconds. It will be done. All right, let me take this out of the way, and I'm going to bring in my silicone pad, and we're going to get some adhesive on this. Of course, here is my adhesive right here. All right, and then I'm going to bring my base back in, and I'm going to put this on just like this. Perfect. I love the way that looks. All right, now I'm going to take my medallion, And with some dimensionals, I'm going to put a bunch of dimensionals on here. I don't know how many, just because I can. But I want to make sure that it pops up and it stays nice. Let me just take this. Whoops. There you go. My banged up fingernail is finally growing out. I don't know if you see how ugly that is, but that happened a long time ago. And I thought I was going to lose it. I thought it hit the matrix of the nail and I would never get a nail back, but it's growing. I'm so happy about that. It's the little things, you know? Okay, here we go. Here's this. And I'm going to put this right in the center like that. And I'm going to just kind of eyeball it for the second before I squish it down. And I know that I've got 1 1/2 and 1 1/2, or even. That's pretty even. And then I've got 1 1/4, 1 1/2 here, and 1 1/2 here. That looks good to me. Press, press, press. Then I shall take a Winky. And, oops, wrong Winky. That's a gold one. I don't want that one. We don't sell those anymore, but there we go. There. Look at that. That just adds enough pizzazz. I could use some metallic, I have metallic red that I could use. It's like Crystal Effects, but the Winky works fine. Perfect. Look at that. And this just adds just a little bit of interest to this card, I think. But then the last thing that we shall do is add a red bow. Now this bow is not, this ribbon is not Stampin' Up. I think I'm going to put it there. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it there. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add probably four little glue dots, because this is, it's not terribly thick. It's satin ribbon, but not terribly thick. Okay, so now I've made my bow. Thanks, but write them down. No problem, Jen. I will make sure that I get this as soon as we hang up here. I will send them to you. All right, so then I'm going to take another one, because you know how I like to anchor these little fronds down. So I think this is a good spot there, and I'm just going to pick that up. Pop that down, and then I'm going to take one more, and I'm going to put it like right here. Pop this off, and I'm going to pop it down like that. And there we have our card. Christmas in July. Hi. Hey, Beth. Nice that you could join us, Sweet Pea. Thank you so much. I really enjoy it when my dear friends from Canada drop on and say hello. So anyway, there we go, my friends. This is it. This is Christmas in July card number 1. So we'll be making these next week. If you are coming to my class, please let me know how many you would like so I can get them prepped for you. And we're also going to be doing this one too. How pretty is that? Triple stamping, triple stamping. I love that. And you can choose whatever message you would like. So that's the story. Now, one more thing I just wanted to tell you. My kit class started out this week. Let me bring this back. And it was phenomenal. We had a great time. We made those beautiful birthday cards from the Pretty Party Kit. And then next week, these are the Serene Scenes that we're going to be making. These, I absolutely love these. They're just, the scenery is so beautiful. This is already done, totally easy. This says Happy Father's Day, but you can put whatever message you want on it. The scenery is beautiful. It kind of reminds me of what Scotland looks like. The same thing here. It's just beautiful and easy, easy, easy. So these are the kits that we're going to do next week. And then the week after that, we're going to do, look at these. Oh my gosh. This is Road to Christmas. Look at this card. This is a no stamping card. This is so wicked easy. Look at that beautiful truck with the presents in the back. Joyous Christmas wishes, riding down the snow-covered lane with the beautiful snow-capped trees. I love it. It's just beautiful. So there's that one, and there's this one. And in this kit, there are 8 cards, and you get to make 4 of each one. Look at that little golden sitting there with his little scarf on, and the tree in the back with some presents as well, sending loads of Christmas cheer. And look at the envelopes. That's the inside of the envelope, and this is the outside. So if you are going to be coming to my class for next week, Scenic Scenes, or the next one, make sure you let me know because I have to have kits for you. And I've changed up the plan for this. Instead of doing it 3 times a month, I'm going to do it twice. I think twice is perfect. So it'll be the first and the third Wednesday of each month at 9 o'clock at my house. So that is the story. All right, my friends. First of all, I hope all of you who are celebrating July 4th have a wonderful, wonderful weekend with what your family and friends or whatever you're doing. And if you're not doing anything, you can have a nice, relaxing weekend. I hope you stay cool, especially with this heat wave that we've got. Stay cool. And once again, please know that I truly appreciate your support. I love it when you pop on. I love it when you share with your friends. So until next Friday, Christmas card number 2, Christmas in July, I will see you and